Okay, so when we're looking at special triangles, we just have to remember a couple of rules, okay? So when we have 45, 45, 90, and we could use the Pythagorean theorem if we wanted to, but this is just to skip some steps. So let's say that they give you this side, and we'll call that side x. This side right here also has to be the same, so it's going to be equal to x as well. And the longest side, the hypotenuse, is going to be x with the square root of 2. So it's got to be a little bit longer than these two. Now, if they were to give you the hypotenuse, so the longer side, what you would need to do is you would need to divide it by 2 and put a square root of 2 next to it. And that's how we would find it. So let's start with number 1. It says A to B. We're using the same triangle as up here, so A to B is 7. That means that B to C, A to B is 7, B to C has to be 7 as well. And our longest side, the hypotenuse, has to be 7 square root of 2. So C to B is 7, and A to C is 7 square root of 2. Now, what if AC, what if they give you the hypotenuse, which is 8? So what you would need to do is divide 8 by 2, and then a square root of 2, which is 4 square root of 2. So that, since both sides are the same, that means that both of the sides are going to be 4 square root of 2. Now they give you this side. CB is 4. That means that this side is also 4, and the longest side is 4 square root of 2. Now, when we look at the 30, 60, 90 triangles, there are three options. There's three ways that you could be presented with the answer. So we're going to have the longest side, which is opposite of 30. That's going to be x. We're going to have the medium side, which is opposite of 60. That's going to be x with a square root of 3. And then we're going to have the hypotenuse, which is opposite of the 90-degree angle, which is going to be double x. Now, if you get now let's say all these triangles are the same. If you get the longest side, what you would need to do is divide this side by 2, and then divide by 2 on the medium side with a square root of 3. Now, if they give you the medium side, what you need to do is have a square root of 3 divided by 3. And then on the longest side, we would double that. So 2x square root of 3 over 3. So let's try that. Now it's telling us that P to T is 4. That's our shorter side. So our medium side has to be 4 with a square root of 3. And our longest side is going to be double 4. So it's going to be 8. Second question tells us 2. Now, what we need to do is put 2 next to square root of 3, and we're going to divide the entire thing by 3. If we can simplify that, then we do, but in this case, we can't. The longest side is going to be double the shorter side. So if we multiply this by 2, that means that 2 times 2 is going to be 4, and then 3 times 1 on the bottom is going to stay the same. So the square root of 3. And that's for problem number 2. Finally, for problem number 3, they give you the longest side. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do number 6 instead. They give you the longest side of 100. So if this is 100, that means that the shorter side has to be half of that, 50. And the medium side is going to be 50 with a square root of 3.